Hello and welcome back to Cooking with Kale. My name is Kale and we are doing the hour of seconds, which is where you work for 1 hour on your secondary project every day, followed by 2 hours work on your primary thread slash project. And for my hour of seconds, I am building some online classes, but just starting and I'm a software computer engineer. I don't really know how to make OBS plugins. It's been on the bucket list. I'm supposed to have learned it a long time ago. So, gonna be having to fill up, be a little bit better about when I'm doing what I need to do. So we're gonna be doing the calendar. I would like to get more AI generated calendars like this because I thought that was pretty cool. Um, what was it? WASD, right? Right. That's pretty cool, huh? Yeah. I'd like to say I came up with the inspiration, but definitely was AI image generator. So what's the plan? What's today? Um, can't find this online, so we're just gonna get to work. Okay, what we gotta do? Oh, cameras are about to glitch out because I forgot to open up Visual Studio. Oh, we have to go open up the OBS C++ plugins documentation. Right? Everybody. Right. What I gotta do? I gotta put the timer on. And so last time we read these, skip these, managing settings. I don't know. I didn't really look at this. Good place to start. Damn you, C99. You should go away. Hmm. Sorry, so if you didn't notice, I I did I already noticed it last time. So oh, never mind. Where's the struct? Here, is this the? So this one doesn't have a struct. Here? Okay. Okay. It doesn't have a struct, huh? Okay. So the other ones had a struct, and then some function pointers in it to make an interface, which I thought was cool. I like that. I didn't know you could make interfaces like that, and I'm definitely going to be stealing that. I should be inspecting other people's code. In my what I do, I made my own replacement for the C++ standard library, and I am a creative person, so I determined it would be better if I did not look at other people's source code. And I created everything myself. I believe that it was the win. Now it was definitely financially was like crippling, but here let's look at the directory structure. Maybe I should start making it a plugin by hand, just copying and pasting one from whatever they're saying, and then the recommended way is to get the template. But if they got some stuff, what do they got? That's it. Sources. Yeah, that's a pretty short little tutorial section we got to look at. The services not doing that. Settings, we just looked at the thing for that. I didn't really look too much at what the functions did, but data set, right? This is that guy. I know they save it in JSON, so what do they mean by array? That's why I don't like how they call that array. All right, so let's go back up to the one that I wanted to copy and paste stuff out of with the source thing, right? Wait, native plugin initialization. What's the first thing we need? Use a directory structure and then the CMake list. So what do we got to do? CMake? Where am I putting this again? Workspace 2. So I organize my things. Oops. Workspace 1, workspace 2. Workspace is all my code. Workspace 2 is my code mixed with other people's code. Like, see, I'm like doing some classes online. Okay, workspace 3 is just other people's code. All right. And then workspace 4 is on the a different NVMe that's dedicated for just loading like large projects. So like, I got my boot drive, my boot NVMe that Windows is on, and then I have the um another one that I have put my assets on. So like all my uh virtual instruments, my VST plugins for music production. Those are going to go on the NVMe with Workspace 4. So Workspace 2. Now let's open up a new folder, and what are we calling this? OBS source plugin test. And then let's make a thing. And it says CMake list. TXT. Why do people hate CMake so much? Oh, it didn't glitch. I hate it when it loses the workspace. Open workspace from file. So I put my Visual Studio workspace, sorry, my VS Code workspace in folders in which there was less. I hate the one camera. What happened to the camera? Oh no. Uh-oh. We lost the camera. Uh-oh. press the wrong button. All right. All right. User error. So what do we got to do? I'm going to open this up now. All right. So then we take the code from here. What are we going to do? Paste this. Pay attention to what I'm doing first. I need data and locale. What is that? en-us.ini. Rastafari. I Rastafari. That's hilarious, dude. All right, so what do we got to do? So what do we got to do? Source.c, my source.c. It's always good to set up the project from scratch. If you're like too hesitant to do that, you're gonna have problems, dude. Like if you can't use make, you've got some problems. Hold on, I forgot how to use make. Let me rephrase that. If you're too afraid to learn how to use make, you have problems. If you hate CMake, you're totally like normal, dude. It's just like I don't know what's up, dude. Everybody hates CMake, dude. So what do we do? There's that. So what do we have to do first? Don't we have to do? Well, first off, I can copy this into my plugin.c, right? My plugin.c. My dash plugin.c. Copy that. All right. So now what do we do? Wait. Oh yeah. Now we got to go down to source. Hold on. What kind of plugin am I even making? Yeah, they don't really have like. How do you just like make a widget? What are our options again? Source. I mean, yeah, probably right. Maybe I could just start making the OBS multicam plugin. I mean, that is on the bucket list. Um, they have to start with one. I don't know how to make a widget. I'm not that good with Qt, but I'm willing to learn. I want to do 1 hour every morning, working on a paid online class every day, and then I want to see whether or not I can actually get to be financially independent doing that. Because if you ask me, that's actually a pretty interesting thing to do. Definitely piques your interest, right? So we don't want a service, right? So what are the services? How do I explain it to you? The cameras are going to go nuts when I do this, but it's easiest to you know go through what it is. We're going to infinite. Here's our vector scope over here. No chat. So we'll just look at the vector scope. So the services, can we do, what is this going to chunk? Services are like um the in the settings thing. Okay? We don't have to go too into detail about that. So a source is going to be when we click over here, it's going to be one of these types of things. Zebras. Hey, that's interesting. I can add zebras. Ooh, cool. No way. So this adds zebras on top of everything else in my scene. That's actually extremely interesting. You got to look up how to use zebras in photography to set your exposure. That's actually an excellent thing. I'm glad that I knew that. That now I know I could do that. Right. Uh so what else is there? An encoder, totally not doing that. An output. What exactly is an output? What is that, like NDI? Raw video, encoded packet. All right. So this is not what we want. So we're really limited. Used for graphics rendering. These are modules. Graphics rendering. Core IO objects. Shaders. Draw functions. Texture. Vertex buffer. Basic drawing stuff. Resource loading. Swapping. I'm not sure how we would. What is this like? This is just the API reference. So are we? Would you make like a graphics plugin? I'm just a little bit confused. So, but these are just plugin module headers. Okay, so I think what they're saying is like these are headers that you're going to use in your plugin. So what kind of plugin are you going to make? You're going to like make a source or what? All right, it's time to go look at the other things. What is it? We want to look at a OBS plugin. What was the one that I? Oh yeah, Exceldro's. Okay, wait, hold on. What am I looking for again? The open source stuff. I moved it on the external hard drive. Huh? It's an AI code. Is that what I'm looking for? Looking for no shit. Sorry, I got way too many um things going on at one time. Lang fuse is what's up. What's the what was the thing? I don't think I have it. Machine learning examples. Man, I think I lost. I did not clone it. Oh, I found a cool AI platform, and I think I started installing one of it with the Lang fuse. Okay, what am I looking for? OBS, right? Wait, OBS Markdown, right? Yeah, this is the one we want to look at. What do we do for this? for Visual Studio, just like start opening up. Um, when we do the entity, I think I started looking at this last time. Entity lookup. Oh, what happened here? Oh, right. This thing just trips me out, dude. Uh, and then what else did we see? There was like Exceldro made a naked call to string compare. So I am not too familiar with this MD4C, but I would like to use it as a reference for my script 2 thing. This is a pretty minimalist HTML parser. I don't like this. I think it's ridiculous. Code point. Open OL. Open OL. Probably a little bit too big, huh? Little bit. Pretty lean and mean up in here. This one. Yeah, this is just a prime example of why you shouldn't use C. Yeah. What is this? We got a LIUL quote. I would like to take this code and then I would like to convert it to script to hybrid embedded C++. Get rid of these macro garbage, and then replace it with some C++11 stuff. Because I do think that this is garbage. But it works. It's just, I mean, I don't hate C. I program in a C style a lot. It's just this syntax is just it annoys me that you have to type all this extra shit and then you don't have the extra features. It's just kind of weird. But I mean, I really don't mind doing a C style. Sometimes I like it more. Okay. I'm not 100% sure I would use this as a base template, but okay. And then where is this Exceldro's code? No, still this guy's. He's got markdown. I like this MD4C thing. This is pretty useful for C++ for sure. Not sure exactly if I would use it. Well, what about some C++ alternatives? Yeah, that sucks. Hmm? What version of Qt is this? Nah. Well, would we need something like that? A renderer? Maybe probably be better to render it with JavaScript. Yeah, I need to be questioning whether or not I want to use this as a template because I'm inheriting these design choices. And while Exceldro is known as one of the best OBS plugin programmers around, I see some bozo stuff up in here, bro. Whee! What is this for? What is this? Lesser than greater equal to for these tags for HTML? Where's this? Don't understand exactly what's going on here. So how would I entity table entities.json? Okay, so this is so if I look up what's an HTML tag like div, right? Doesn't say div anywhere. Doesn't say at. Well, I would be able to see. Delete. These are all HTML entities. Okay, well I don't see div differentiable. I don't know. I've never seen any of these tags in HTML. And it came from where? HTML spec dot what? I've never heard of this. Where is it? Oh, come on. My mouse is being stubborn. Okay, W3C. All right. Okay. So what do we do? Like, open this and open this link because that's legit. Let's look at this. What do we have here? The same list. Code points. And what does that mean? UML code points. All right. So that thing's never going to change. And was that just it? That's just it. There's nothing else in here in the entity. Entity compare. Entity lookup, dude. Is this the meat? But yeah, this is the meat and potato of the plugin, right? Look at it again. This is Excel Dro's code. Importing OBS module. And is this a source? Does it say source anywhere in here? Markdown source name. Add HTML. What is this doing? The base 64 encode. I'm sorry, I was spacing out. What was the base 64 encode? Set an output length. Okay. I mean, it's not the worst way about going about doing it, but plus 2 divided by 3 times 4. Plus 2 for what? Null termination character? Divided by 3. Weird. That is so something you'd never see me doing. I mean, kind of weird. Well, yeah, a little bit confused as to what he's doing with this. Times 6. Kind of weird. Mod 3. I mean, I just avoid that shit like the plague because I'm a speed demon. So look at seeing mod 3s. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Okay, let's go back down here. I don't know what this guy's doing. Updating the source. A lot of CRUD operations. Get data. It's a JSON format, so the get data in is like, you gotta imagine this is like JSON in C. Okay, so what kind of data do I need to make? I think that needs to be the first kind of thing that I need to do is I need to figure out what kind of data I want to make. Maybe I shouldn't start with this. What plugin am I making right now? The multicam plugin. It's easier for me to do the multicam plugin right now. The other one is the A Startup Mission Control Center plugin, and that one is like, yeah, I need the markdown for that, but that's a can of worms right there. I mean, this isn't really that complicated. I don't really feel like I wouldn't be able to edit this dude's code and then hack it up to get what I want. I feel pretty comfortable. I mean, I all I see over here is a bunch of CRUD operations and not really anything particularly challenging to get a plugin up and running. If making the plugin is like the thing that you think is hard, it's like no. Now making the plugin is the easy part. Right. It's like working with SQL. It's like we got CRUD operations going on a JSON object over here, and then building something that is useful is the thing that's actually the hard part. So defaults, source defaults, and then set default thing. Looks like a pretty good little mini markdown plugin for C. I'm not sure if I want to take this style for the parser though, but it is pretty like pretty good. It's worth study for sure. What is this, a builder pattern? What am I doing? No, no, it's just a bunch of see dot. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I didn't know I could do this, to be honest. I need to look at other people's code more often, dude. I could pick up a lot of stuff. Like I've internalized a lot of my lessons. Like a lot of experts, they have wisdom that they picked up from other people that they don't really exactly understand why it's a good or a bad idea. I figured a lot of that stuff out myself the hard way, and I think that the people who think that they're wise because they got wisdom from somebody else a long time ago are really wrong, and they tend to be yes men, and they're bad news bears, bro. You can't give them too much power. You got to read the 48 laws of power. It's the first 48 laws of power. Never outshine the master because they're petty and vindictive. Their ego is wrapped up in their profession, and they are powerful. They are surrounded by yes men, and any sort of criticism of the master is going to get you kicked out of there lickety split. And so, powerful people do not criticize the master. In fact, you want to flatter the master and say that's great, never criticize, but they do, unless you are in a private meeting with them. And when you do that, you should generally pay for their food. Okay, so what does this have to do with me? What do we do? The OBS. We need to grab that template, plugin template. Okay, let's get the OBS plugin template. This one was updated last month. All right. So what is this? We're going into get plugin template, right? Or OBS plugin template. All right, so we're gonna grab all this stuff, and then we're gonna go over to what is it? Workspace 2. I hate how there's so much stuff there. I really hate some things about Windows, like how they have so much extra shit in there. I think that like enough people, nobody really likes it, but enough people rely on that stuff that they have it there. Everything about it's stupid. I wish they could just get rid of all the. It's like I've always despised how Windows wants to in the My Documents folder. It's not actually my documents. It's actually other people's stuff, and I can't just like get only my files there. Like I have to go have a subfolder, and it's like this is stupid. Everything about it is dumb. So I personally like the was it? Oh, is this maybe I need to get poll on this. Huh? I don't know why, but I can never really remember the commands to reset the git thing to the root. They should totally have a command. They got this like funky weird thing with some arguments and dash dash something stupid. All right, so what do we got to do? We got to get rid of Markdown cookbook. Replace that. Okay, so how do we build it? I really hate how they're like, go follow the directions to build OBS. I just don't understand why you can't just put the instructions in line with the thing. Even if you need even if you need a more explanation to maybe understand it, like why can't they just put the bare minimum instructions till I get through it? I just hate that. It always has been like a showstopper for me. I'm like, oh, okay, blah blah blah. So what? I don't know. Apparently, some people don't know that. Okay. So okay, here's where I think I've dropped the ball on my. Oh wait, I forgot about the camera. So where I have dropped the ball personally in my engineering career here with the GitHub Actions and like trying to build OBS because this is like a business thing for me. I've belly flopped, and it's my own uh, combination of lack of training and apprehensiveness to learning something new, and it has prevented me from learning how to build OBS. But I think you need to look at the GitHub Actions thing. This one, right? So I'm super confused. Like for me, I'm like, what is all this like wall of text and just BS just to build OBS? I don't care about any of this. Can I just npm build OBS, bro? I mean, come on, how do I do this? That's how a normal person would think, right? You're like, all right, so why do you have 20 different steps to build this thing and a wall of text, dude? Okay, I want to know. I will read the whole thing. Like, I'm not saying I don't want to read the wall of text, but like, there's no just basic. here's the thing, plug it in. You don't have to understand this. Just command, 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 command. Why you gotta hit me all the time with the complicated? I mean, I can understand if it's like a newer thing, right? You got like a small team, but with OBS, I think their build system. I just wish that they would like revamp everything with it. But it is a complicated build system. I'm not going to say that if I did it that I would come up with a better way to go about doing it. But let's look at the how to build OBS instructions, and then you'll see what I'm saying. OBS, how to building OBS Studio, right? Building dependencies, CMake, right? So this is the wall of text that I'm talking about. It's like, okay, all right, and it's like, okay, not too bad, but it's like, all right. So where's the script to build this? Like, I really just want to look at the script that you use to build this, and it's like not there. And it's I've always found, even though like I'm pretty smart and I'm not lazy. Right, it's like on the side. Oh, okay. I just don't understand why you can't have like a bat file. Like this is like, to me, this is just too much. I just want to copy and paste uh like a PowerShell script into the thing. Everybody wants to do that. There's not a single person that wants to sit here and have to read through this shit, dude. Oh, but there's a solution to that. While I'm going off, because it's there if you know where it is. It's in the GitHub Actions. So you go into the workplace folder, into the, wait, did I not copy the .github? Oh, I didn't copy the .github. I think I need to delete this one, and then I'm gonna get clone again. Oh shoot! Well, the cameras are about to glitch out. I hate that. I think everybody hates that. Why does VS Code have to do that? Did it not load? All right. And then what do I have to do now? Clone it again? OBS plugin template. No, I just want the clone. Okay, so there's the plugin template. Now we got the updated version without the bullshit. I could. I always just delete the repo and start over from scratch because I could just never remember the command that I need. I know it's like git reset, something about the head or something. I don't know, man. I can remember like freakish amounts of numbers and information, but for some reason I can never remember how to reset the git repo. Like, why can't you have one command? Okay, so, but get to work. Okay, so what do we got? Got to get back to the with the OBS plugin template, and then we need the .github, and that's the thing that I forgot to copy. Well, maybe I don't want to copy it because I don't really necessarily want GitHub. I have to build this shit because it takes a long time, and I mean, it's not going to cost me any money. I'm not really in particularly wanting to do that. This is where you actually get the script for it. I wish that they just had it. If they had just put, look, you look in the .github folder. Ah, the .github folder. Gotcha. Right. So we're gonna run set up macros. We want to look at all of them. Build plugin. Here we go. That's it. If they would have just put that in the beginning, we would have stopped all kinds of confusion, dude. He goes like, here you go. That's it. That's why I'm like, that's why I was going off earlier, because it's like, dude, you don't have like really seriously. I don't know, you know. The way I work, I look at the code file first. Like this, I would rather look at this when I'm running. I want to look at the Windows build. Look. So here, look, PowerShell. Right? Right here. .github script build. Here we go. Look at this. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what they needed to have. They even have it. They make it, they hide it. This thing. This is what you need. .github scripts. Actions, scripts. And then the Windows build. Right, this one. I know, man. It's just so frustrating that they didn't have that. Easily available. I should not have had to go through any sort of hassle to find that at all. But some people just don't think that you need to have access to stuff like that. You're like, oh, they don't know what they're doing, so I need to tell them. You're like, really? Really? I need a comment for every line of code over here. Right. I mean, sometimes I want to comment. I'm not saying that there's not a time and a place for that. But whenever other people are like having anxiety about getting in and like, you know, this is like the common language that we got here is like we got PowerShell. Right? You learn so much stuff from here, from this file. Like how they outputted their directory thing. And then we're just invoking CMake. All right. Okay. Got a bunch of boilerplate. We got some build stuff. Where are we building stuff to? All right. So what was the other thing? The CMake file. There wasn't a whole lot of interesting stuff in there. Here's the export. Do I have a solution file? Ninja. Isn't that a build system? Yeah. And then what is this written in? Python. Right. And then what's Jinja? There's Ninja and Jinja. Was it? Or is it J? What the hell? Jinja? No. API. Whoa. Jinja templating. Yeah, Jinja. And what is that? Python. Jinja 2. Okay. So what, Ninja's the build system? And then what is Jinja based on Ninja? Okay. So we have that. Where did I clone this to? So I think I'm gonna thrash my SSD a bit here and download another copy of this on my. Do I need to thrash the SSD? What's the plan here? Running out of time. I want to be useful. What do I got? What am I supposed to thrash? Let's just thrash the hard drive because I got a feeling I'm gonna mess it up a bunch of times, dude. I'm not really too interested in thrashing my SSD on this again. So I guess I'm gonna take the workspace 5, huh? All right, workspace 5 is gonna be the hard drive. Workspace 4 is gonna be the SSD. Workspace 5. And we won't have to worry about this. See, I learned way more from. Wait, hold on. Where did I get that information? Let me think before I speak here. I definitely learned more about the build system from looking at the CMake and the build scripts to know which ones that it's loading. So the nitty gritty is we have a platform. There's Windows. There's Mac. There's Linux. We have to build the dependencies for each platform before we build OBS, such as FFmpeg, and then we have to we're going to build OBS and then import all those dependencies. Okay. So now let's look for the. Am I looking for what a solution file? Oh, so these are the plugins that. Okay. Well, that's nice. Just to know that's part of the thing. What is this over here? Okay, let's add a new thing over here to the workspace. We're going to grab that workspace 5. Exactly. Okay, this isn't going to help me out. I'm just interested in that for a product that I am building. What are we looking for? Virtual cam. None of these plugins are worth me looking at. I'm looking for the solution file. What do I have to probably search for the solution file, right? Oops. All right. Please take forever to look for that solution file. It has to be in the root, but I guess some people think that just because it's Microsoft that you shouldn't be like putting that in the root. No, dude. I don't like your file structure at all. It's too hard to find stuff. But to get to the solution file, I want that shit front and center. Where was it? This is one of the instruction steps for the thing. Build instructions. Check available, make presets. Let's just check stuff out. Maybe first just building OBS Studio from scratch is probably a good idea, right? Before I go try to build a plugin, right? Wait, do I have multiple terminals open? Oh, shoot. Oops. Okay. Error. I have CMake, right? Yeah, I have CMake. I have not updated CMake in a long time. Let's update CMake. Time's up. So I need to be a good boy and not just like continue to do this. I've been kind of letting my secondary thread take over the primary thread, and so that can cause problems. Where did I just put CMake? Around 4.1.